Hey guys, I told you I'd be back soon. What are you calling me? A liar? I don't think so. Today's video is gonna be a truth or drink because quite frankly, it's been too long since I just sit down and talk to you guys. I did do a video with my dad, if you haven't seen it. We did a video where I taught him how to play Fortnite and holy shit, I mean, not that many people saw it, but like, to me, that was my favorite video ever. So if you did not watch it yet, I will link it down below for your viewing pleasure. But today we're here for serious business. We're gonna be doing a truth or drink. It's gonna be very hard for me because I hate to drink. But honestly, I just wanted to sit down and have more of a sit down video, you know, old style, catch you guys up. It has been a long fucking time. My daughter is a year and a half old. Hello? I feel like I just gave birth yesterday. Like my birth story was posted on here yesterday. My son's turning 6. Like what the fuck is happening? Somebody help. But I love to do these videos. You guys, for some reason or another, love them too. So let's do it. But before we begin, this drink is brought to you by my favorite sponsor of all time on this channel, Bright Cellars. Thank you so much to Bright Cellars for once again being an amazing sponsor on this channel. Bright Cellars is a wine subscription service that allows you to experience so many different types of wine. I've lost count at this point. Right now I am drinking a California Merlot. Usually I choose ones from like other countries and stuff, but this one is actually very good. It allows for personalization. You take a quiz and through that quiz, they decide on what wines will be best for you. They show up to your doorstep. And honestly, my favorite thing is having so many different varieties of wine. I just keep them on hand for like when people come to my house. And I feel like I own a winery. I'm like, well, what do you want? I have it all. And each box comes with wine education cards for each bottle that outlines the tasting notes, suggested pairings, best serving temps, and origins. And you could choose from 12 different plan options and get over 100 varieties sourced from over 80 wine regions. Bright Cellars has been such an amazing sponsor to this channel. I cannot express how much I love working with them, but you guys love their products. So many of you guys have ordered from Bright Cellars. That's why they keep coming back. Thank you so much. It's such a great product. If you don't know what to gift to someone, if you just want variety in your house, if you want to just try different things, it's such an awesome service. And right now, Bright Cellars is offering a limited time offer of $100 off of your subscription, which is insane, and a free wine tote, as if that wasn't enough. So all you need to do is click the link in the description and take the quiz and get started, and you'll get $100 off and a free wine tote. Hello? Thank you so much again to Bright Cellars for sponsoring this video, and yeah, thanks for the wine, because now we get to do truth or drink. Okay, so full transparency, I asked you guys these questions like 5 months ago, and I did film the video and then I just never posted it. So we are gonna redo it, not because I feel like my answers necessarily changed, but just because I feel like I gotta be a little bit more up to date. Like I literally think my daughter had just turned 1 when I filmed it. So I posted on Instagram, truth or drink, ask me your craziest questions. Wow, so scandalous. I am Cece Suarez, wants to know if I have licked a butthole. I have. I have, unfortunately, I actually have. There was, you know, a few situations where a butthole was placed near me and I guess it was just expected to be licked. And I was like, okay, are you done being a YouTuber? No, here I am. I mean, I don't know. I'm really dedicated to my podcast that I do with Lily that I talk about every time I do a video on here, but we do that twice a week. And yes, we are on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff like that, but like YouTube is our main thing. So I feel like I'm still a YouTuber. I'm just, you know, doing it a little different way. Biggest pet peeve with Nassim. I really don't want this to turn into a complaining about my spouse, you know, video, but I'll say it. He probably has so many about me. I'm really fucking annoying. I've come to terms with that, you know? I'm annoying. I'm really sometimes just annoying. Everyone you live with is annoying. Like, I don't think there's a single soul on this earth that you can be around 24/7 and they just never get annoying. That being said, I really enjoy being around Nassim. I always want to be around him. He's like my best friend for real, for real. But my biggest pet peeve with him is that like his first instinct is to say no to things. So like he'll see why something would maybe not work out first. And I'm just like, can we just try? So like if I'm like, hey, look, I just ordered this furniture and he's like, that's not gonna fit. And I'm like, but it will fit because it'll fit. And he's like, but it won't. And then it fits. And I'm like, but yeah, I think that's my biggest pet peeve. He just says it's like an automatic thing for him. He would like to describe it as a logical person. And maybe that's true. And I'm just not logical at all. Like I just go balls to the wall all the time. But like, can we not? Ever had a threesome? No, I haven't. And honestly, I don't think, I mean, obviously now, like with my husband, no. Like I could not. I recognize 100% and he couldn't either. We would just become like very, very, very angry and possibly kill someone. So maybe we shouldn't. Back in the day when I was just like casually dating people, I still couldn't even do it. I've always been a monogamous person for the most part. Like I don't really like the idea of sharing myself or my partner with someone else. You gotta know your boundaries. Anyone who wants to do it, power to you, but you just gotta know your boundaries, because I feel like the idea of it is like, ooh, a threesome. Then you actually do it and you're like, why is my partner moaning so loud? Like, why are they liking this so much? I don't know. I guess I'm too crazy for that. Do you think you would still be with your husband if you didn't get pregnant with Noah? You know what? I have asked my husband this so many times. Like, we've had this conversation, like, out of pure curiosity. It's not that I have any regret to where our life ended up. Actually, quite the contrary. I always tell him, I'm like, dude, thank God it ended up the way it did, because I feel like things could have gone so wrong because we got married so quickly and pregnant so quickly, and it could have just been really bad because I didn't know virtually anything about him other than I really liked his vibe, you know, and that's really not enough. There are core life beliefs, political beliefs, religious beliefs that could have destroyed us, like if we had opposing beliefs, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like we would have, because I think he would have proposed to me really quickly anyway. Like, we were so infatuated with each other. We could not fathom a life without each other. And a lot of people know that Nassim moved to Miami very quickly, but what you guys don't know is that he left a lot behind. Like, he quit his professional soccer league. So I don't know how many people know that, but he played soccer professionally for many years, and then he had a back injury and had to like not go to that league that he was at. He had to like step down and play like a more chill league, I guess. And he left that league in the middle of the season for me. And I didn't know that. He didn't even tell me that until we were like married 2 years in. Like, I knew he had left, but I didn't know how intense it was until we actually moved back to Los Angeles. And I was like, oh, you can just join that league again. He's like, no, they were like really upset when I left, and I'm like exiled from them. I'm like, what? So I think we were dedicated enough to each other and loved each other enough to have ended up eventually in the same spot. Wildest sex story. Well, that would be the story time that I posted on my channel of my awkward sex story, which I cannot believe is still up for your eyes to see. You know what's really funny? I started working for this company. I don't work with them anymore, but I like freelanced for them for a little bit, where I was essentially their like influencer strategist, where I would teach corporations how to not be boomers, I guess. When they were introducing me, so like when you're in corporate America, they all do decks, right? Decks for fucking everything. PowerPoint decks. Okay, I felt like I was in high school again, bitch. And in that deck, they were introducing Jessie Smiles. Oh my God, we have Jessie Smiles on the team. And they had a screenshot of my awkward sex story. I like right there, like it was a screenshot of my YouTube page, but right there was my awkward sex story, like big fucking letters. And I was like, ooh. It was very awkward. But yeah, that was definitely hands down my most wild sex story. And listen, to be completely honest, there are some story times where I was just trying to like hype up nothing. Like when you get to the root of what the story time was, you're like, bitch, what even happened? Like that was nothing. But that story was word for word exactly what happened. I did not hype it up more than it was. Like it was legitimately the most awkward, horrendous. Like I sometimes have flashbacks about it. Oh my God, I forgot this was a truth or drink. I'm just answering everything. Oops. How do you deal with anxiety about oversharing or playing conversations over and over? Dude, if you know, tell me, because holy shit. I struggle so much with social interaction. Like I only have a few friends here in Georgia that are also moms, and they're super cool, and I never feel judged by them or anything. And I will leave every encounter like so ashamed of myself. I'm like, why did I talk that much? I am such a piece of shit. Like, was I even listening to anyone? I was just like trying to fill the gaps with my voice. Like, what was I doing? And then I feel like I overshare, but then they also feel the same way. So they'll be saying the same things. And I'm like, girl, overshare. Like, I'm the one that was telling you about my freaking butthole. But I think also like when you have good friends, and especially when you're a mom and you have like other mom friends, we kind of understand that like being together is our venting session. It's not that I don't talk to my husband. It's not that I don't have people to talk to in my life, but it's just different with your friends. And you just feel like you're regurgitating just shit. And you gotta let yourself just do it, girl. Just let yourself do it. Yes, you may feel stupid, but you know what? I promise you, people don't really give a fuck. I mean, I don't give a fuck when my friends are telling me some wild shit that's happening in their life. I don't even think about it the next day. So I don't know, but that didn't answer the question at all. My bad. Do you have hemorrhoids? I'm assuming... Just so casual, this question. Just another question on my channel. So if you don't know, lucky you, but childbirth and just carrying a child in general tends to give women hemorrhoids because childbirthing is not enough. We need to suffer more. And I didn't push any of my kids out, right? So I had 2 C-sections with both of my kids. And somehow I still managed to get hemorrhoids like 3-4 months after I gave birth to my daughter. And I thought I was gonna die. Like, I'm not even that much of a baby with pain, but I was sobbing. I was walking around, waddling around. I was like literally having to dip my ass in fucking like this tub, this sitz bath where you just put shit in it and you, not shit, but you know, you put water and other stuff in it and you sit your ass in it so that your freaking a-hole can soak. I had never had hemorrhoids before. And so yeah, I thought I was gonna die. They have a bunch of stuff you could put on your freaking booty hole and it makes it better. So I was fine after that and I never got them again. But I know a lot of people who have hemorrhoids like forever after having kids. Being a woman sucks. Kiss your grandma or kick your grandpa. Well, my grandmas are dead. One grandpa's dead. The other one we don't talk to because he was not a nice man. So, kick my grandpa. I'm just, oh my God, going straight to hell for that one, but he really wasn't very nice. Whose number do you have blocked? Oh my God, let me look, but so many. I have a lot of numbers blocked from like the Tinder days. I have the prince from Disneyland who I did the awkward sex story about, and then just a bunch of men, a couple old friends, and yeah, some random numbers I am not familiar with. Is it true that you and Kathleen are no longer friends? Absolutely not. What? No, Kathleen and I are absolutely friends. Actually, I went to Miami recently to go on a cruise and I was supposed to film a video with her and I couldn't because unfortunately something really bad happened on the cruise. We ended up having to leave early and going to San Juan, Puerto Rico and flying home, and it was a whole thing. And so I could not see Kathleen and that was really shitty. Like I felt so bad. We were in the same fucking city. I'm like, I'm 30 minutes from you and I can't see you. I have not fucking seen her since New Year's 2019, like turning 2020. So New Year's 2020. That was the last time I saw her in person. Like we've talked a lot since then, but I haven't seen her. I'm pretty sure Kathleen is a friend that I will have forever. Like I feel that way. I love her. There's really not much she or I would ever do to each other that would make us not be friends. I don't think. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. And yeah, we're still friends. Of course. I just spilled wine on my boob. Oh my God, I love this shirt from frickin' American Eagle. Now I spilled wine on it. Okay, you ignore that, okay? Why did you delete one of your crazy ex videos TV? Where I smashed the TV? Was that it? I've deleted a lot of my videos. I feel like I've said this already. I'm unhappy with a lot of my old content. I used to be more rude and I feel like I chased that like, not shock factor, because it's not like my content was very shocking. It was just like, I was just rude in a lot of the ways that I delivered stories. And I also told a lot of stories of moments that I wasn't proud of. So I'm like, why is that on the internet? You know what I mean? Like I get it back then because it was like, that's what story times were. But a lot of them I was just like, oh no, I don't really want my like kids to see that. Not that I would like my kids to see half the videos still on my channel, but at least if they were funny enough, I left them up and I haven't sifted through it that heavily. So I'm sure that there's a bunch up that I don't want up, but ultimately yeah, if I deleted it, I wasn't proud of it, I guess. How is life with 2 kids? Recommend it or don't recommend it? That's entirely up to you. And like, I don't know, just what you're able to handle. To me, my life, my family life is complete. Like my 2 kids are everything to me. I know that there was a life before my daughter, but it's hard to even like remember. Like I feel like those 2 souls were sent to me and they were supposed to be here on this earth in the way that they were. It's very interesting. I don't know. I just, for me, it's amazing and I love it and I would not have it any other way. It was a hard adjustment for sure, but also me and my husband are both home and able to do this in a very efficient and much easier way than I think a lot of people would be able to do it. And I'm very, very fucking thankful for that. But at the same time, I feel like if you're gonna have a second kid, you need to know what you're getting into. Like all the free time you had before is gonna be gone for like a very long periodical time. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have no free time for a very, 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 very long time. And then things will even out and then they'll start playing with each other and stuff, but then, you know, they don't for a long time. So that being said, Noah is absolutely the most amazing big brother. I could not even fathom it being how it is when I was pregnant. Like I didn't know what he was gonna be like as a big brother because he was mostly nonverbal at the time, but my God, he is so obsessed with her. She drives him insane. And you know, he tells her, no, 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 you know, because she starts fucking with his shit every morning. Just the first thing he says when he opens his eyes is Sissy, 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 where's Sissy? Like he wants to go see her. There was one time where she was sleeping and I don't know why, like, I guess he thought like she wasn't breathing or something. He was freaking out. He's like, no, wake up. And I was like, no, she's fine. Please don't wake her up. Like she's sleeping. But he was so dead set on waking her up because he thought she wasn't breathing for some reason. And that was just like, wow, he cares so deeply about her. And it's just so so heartwarming. Like, I have so many pictures and videos of them just adoring each other, and it just fills my whole fucking life up. Like, I cannot even explain. And I think I've said this before, but she's a Scorpio and he's a Leo, and my brother Joey is a Scorpio and I'm a Leo, and we're very close. Like, we are like almost twins. People always think we're twins, and it's just amazing to have my little baby versions of that. It's so special. But yeah, I mean, life with two kids, to me, amazing. I love it, but I don't think it's for everyone, not gonna lie. Are you still plant-based? No, I'm just kidding. I will drink, but I will also answer that question because the answer is no. And I was wondering when I was gonna say this. I kind of just built it up in my head until it got to this like big mountain where I just assume if I climb it, I'm gonna get canceled. And you know what? If I do, so be it. A lot of you know that I was vegetarian, like in my last cooking videos, I mentioned that I was vegetarian. Well, I am not anything anymore. I eat meat, I eat dairy, I eat eggs, I eat pretty much any animal byproduct. And I'm not here to like trash veganism at all. I think it's a very noble thing to do. It's an amazing thing to do. I lived that life for 5 years and I completely dedicated my entire life to it pretty much. Like, when you so radically change your diet, it's gonna take a lot of dedication and time. And even though I lived in Los Angeles, I had to cook a lot of my meals. I had to prepare a lot of things. And what happened was I ended up getting lazy with that because I was a stay-at-home mom who was working and then also had to cook 3 meals a day or go out and get a very expensive vegan meal. And it just started getting hard. So basically I just started eating trash. Okay, I started eating like pasta with sauce and Oreos, okay? And over time, I got really sick. I'm not here to, again, demonize veganism or blame veganism for this. I think if you are a nutritionally balanced vegan, you can thrive for your entire life. But for me, I did it in such a way because I couldn't keep up with doing it the right way that it made me feel horrible. I was almost fainting every single day. I mean, like twice a day at least. I would be just on the floor. Everything was spinning. I couldn't see straight. My husband would have to like get me something to like spike my blood sugar or I don't know what the fuck. As soon as I think the first thing I started integrating was eggs. That was done immediately. It was insane. So little by little, it wasn't a one day thing. It was a very gradual thing. I started introducing more animal things. And then I was like, I will never eat meat though. That was the first thing. Then I started like, okay, I'll only eat meat like if I'm out, but I would never like buy meat and cook it at home and then, you know, whatever. That being said, I commend all vegans, my fellow vegans who were there with me in the journey. You know, keep on keeping on. Love you for it. And it just wasn't for me. I respect the cause. I know the importance of it. I get all of that. I just had to put myself first, especially when I was breastfeeding. And I'm still breastfeeding, but like when I was pumping so often, I could not keep up. Like I could not sustain myself. So yeah, commend you guys who do it. Please don't cancel me. I'm scared. What's a topic you will not touch on? Do we know them? I feel like this is a, you know, everybody knows. I guess I have to drink because I'm not going to say specifics because I don't want to touch that topic. But yeah, there are certain issues I have been in. And then also even Lily like has certain topics of, well, we've mentioned on the podcast, like before, she doesn't love to talk about Shane Dawson. For me, it's a lot of the situations I've been in where anything that has to do with those people, not happening. There's not a mention of them. If there is and it has to be in, I'll bleep it. Like legitimately, I cannot. But I don't even like doing that. Like if Lily mentions any people that I don't want to be mentioned, I will cut it when I'm editing. So yeah, I just can't. There's certain things that I'm like, at this point in my life, I just can't, and I just can't. A lot of asshole questions. Do you like it up the butt? I mean, just a bunch of things. My goodness. Ever green out? What does that mean? Does that mean like weed? If you mean weed, no. I have not smoked in before I got pregnant with my daughter. When was that? Almost like 3 years ago? I don't know. I enjoyed weed and I would honestly probably still smoke weed, but I breastfeed, so I don't. I choose not to. You know what's funny about that is that so many people came for my ass about drinking and breastfeeding. And I just have something to say about that. If you're wondering, yes, I am still breastfeeding my daughter. She is like 1.5 years old. I don't know the whole months thing. I always have to think about it and count the months because I don't count like that. But yeah, I still breastfeed my daughter. And some people came for me because in my last video, I was drinking like half a glass of wine. And towards the end of the video, which mind you was like probably a 45-minute to an hour long filming process, I breastfed my daughter. Now, let me just get on my soapbox for like 2 seconds. Number one, can we stop making women's lives, mothers' lives, unnecessarily harder? Do we need to jam our foot in the door when it doesn't need to be there? You know what I mean? Like, can we just take a second? Because I promise you, if a woman has been breastfeeding for, at that time, it was close to a year, and I had been pumping and donating milk to babies, I promise you that I understand what I'm doing, and I know what I'm doing probably more than you, who probably just Googled it. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest here. There are a lot of women who talk about, like, they'll be at a restaurant, they'll be drinking a glass of wine or, God forbid, a beer. Gasp. And they'll be breastfeeding their child as they're doing it and getting dirty looks. And I think it's just necessary to say that you need to understand the science of this before you judge a woman who obviously more than likely knows what they're doing. Now, if she's taking 17 tequila shots and staying in the bar for hours and then you see her take out her tit for her baby, that's a different story, but that is not what we're talking about. Let's get a little lesson in real quick, okay? And then I'll skedaddle, I promise. Alcohol metabolizes in your breast milk very similarly to how it metabolizes in your bloodstream. So if you are consuming half a glass of wine, that's, let's say, I don't know, 8% alcohol, that does not mean your bloodstream is like 8% alcohol. You know, it's a very diluted form of that alcohol, and it takes a lot to build it up over time, and then it metabolizes out fairly quickly. That's why I don't smoke weed, because it does not metabolize out of your system very quickly. It kind of lingers in the fat in your milk for many days and whatever. So I don't do it. That being said, when I did breastfeed my daughter in that video, that was not like a feed. That was like a comfort nipple moment. Okay. So that was one thing. Number two, I wasn't even tipsy. Hello. And still, you know, sometimes what people get mad on my podcast with like certain takes I have on things, which is fair enough. I mean, I'm putting my takes out there twice a week. Like, some people are not going to like them. But because of that, they'll start writing things like, can you believe like Jessie drank and breastfed her daughter? Hello? I just find it very icky that so many people put these unrealistic expectations on women who have already dedicated their life and body to a human being for 9 months and then put their life at risk birthing that child at a C-section. I was terrified. And then for a year after that, all the time I was pumping, so heavily monitored my drinking and throughout, I don't know how many pumps, which you don't have to do depending on the circumstances. I'm not saying to, but I did because I donated and because I was so concerned with the well-being of the children that I was donating to, as well as my daughter, of course. Hello. And then I have half a glass of wine and breastfeed my daughter, and you have the audacity to be like, can you believe Jessie did this? You know what, sister? Let me look into your life. Let me do a little peephole of your life for a day so that I can come up with some shit that you're doing wrong. That was unnecessary. But I just like, I had seen those on like, that's why I don't go on Twitter and stuff. But Lily told me about it. I was like, Lily, goddamn you, why are you telling me these things? And then I went on Twitter and I saw it and I was just so tempted to just be like, you have no idea what you're saying. And you contribute to such an annoying stigma that makes moms' lives harder. And for that, screw you. That's what I felt like saying, but I didn't say that, of course, but I'm saying it now. So I'm gonna finish this delicious glass of wine. I'm gonna lounge around, maybe later I'll cook dinner. And then in about 4 hours, I will go and bathe my daughter and put her to bed. She'll drink milk for about 2 minutes. And I promise you, she will get 0% alcohol in her system. Perfect. I didn't mean to get sassy at the end there, guys. I should control myself, but it gets me so pissed. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I guess there were some questions I tiptoed around, but like I pretty much just answered everything and just sipped through it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed regardless. Let me know, guys, please, for the love of God, give me ideas to film. All I have in my head is sit down Q&As, cooking videos, and Fortnite. That's all that circles my head for this channel. So I need you to get me out of the circle and help me because wow. There's nothing going on up here. Anyway, I love you guys very much. Sorry for this video, whatever the fuck this was. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. I will be back soon with God knows what video because right now, like I said, it's just a circle of mashed potatoes in my head. But yeah, I will see you guys very soon. I love you. Bye.